There is something new on the horizon. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Fly, and first, some big news.
Well, the big news about girls is she's moving on after 3 years with Campbell Flying Club.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, she's done over 500 hours training with club members, teaching people to fly. Built, of course, by the girls at Benedon School, and she's been a great, lovely, fantastic, fun aeroplane.
Well, here we are. I am saying goodbye to Golf Romeo Lima Sierra, or girls for short. And if you're new to this channel, I've got quite a bit of history with this aircraft, you know. Let me throw it back to this moment on screen now, my first ever flying vlog. I'll stick a link in the description below and in the top right. We covered stalls. I felt quite sick, but it was the beginning of a really fun few years of knowing this aircraft. And if only all of my relationships with girls were this fun, to be fair, I'd be all right, wouldn't I? Right, let's jump back to Campbell Flying Club, where I asked David how he felt about selling the aircraft.
So it's a bit of a sad moment for me, really, because it was really my favourite training aeroplane, without any question.
And why was that? Why was it your favourite?
Well, because you had to fly it. You know, it was feisty, it was powerful. You know, you had to, you know, if you're doing a climbing right turn, you need more right rudder than doing a descending left turn and all that kind of stuff, because of the slipstream effect and the torque of the engine and all that. So you have to fly it a little bit, and great fun, but also very stable. You know, if you're going somewhere, you could cruise around about 95 miles an hour indicated airspeed and hardly touch the controls. You know, the trimmer's very soft and nice. Yeah, the controls all feel nice. She's great fun, and the visibility just amazing for a high wing aeroplane, as you well know from your videos. And
it's that visibility that was just one of my favourite things about this aircraft. It's just so good. And this is, for me, all the proof I need of that. This is David arriving back at Campbell with some style.
We'll inadvertently drop into a spiral dive, right turn in the circuit, dropping down to the dead side. Look out for traffic. There we go. Going down 2,000 feet a minute. Back into that little bit of turbulence now. Joining crosswind, 1,000 feet, level out.
Well, one of the early things early on was one of the instructors was out with a student at the hold, and they got carb icing at the hold, and they couldn't work it out, and they pushed it all the way back from D site all the way back here. And I came back and they told me about it and said, well, that would be carb icing. Went out and it started straight away, you know. So we've learned to put the electric carb heat on, you know, whenever it's going to be idling, to stop any carb icing. But we had a fire at the hold, so that was a bit overexciting. So one of the rudder restraint cables had short-circuited on a rudder cable, and we had a real fire. You know, could have toasted crumpets on it. It was flames right down by the battery area.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, you know, you briefed me on how to get out in an emergency, because that's one of the quirks.
Well, yeah, I mean, our slightly not panic reaction, but sort of high up the arousal curve reaction was to open the door handle. But of course, on a split door like this, you've got to open the upper bit section first before you then bail out. Yeah. And then it was off with my fleece and doused the flames. And luckily, there was no really serious damage. So it was a wiring issue. You know, no real guidelines in the build manual, but we turned the battery around and wired it differently, and it'll never happen again. So yeah.
She was built brilliantly, of course. Here, David's flying girls towards VNE for its check flight, a video we put together for the BMAA. Link in the top right for that now, and in the description below to see that one. I just love this moment.
Going down at nearly 1,500 feet a minute, just coming up to the red line, and that's fine. There we go, and we can recover, so that's great. So we didn't exceed the red line, we just came up to the red line on the RPM, and we're back to normal flight. So that's great, nothing fell off, we're laughing.
You know, we should really thank the Campbell Flying Club members for buying it originally. 3 years ago because it was a low point for the club. Our C42 had flipped over, having been left outside in the wind one day, so we were minus an aeroplane. I'd got some problems and was in hospital, and appealed to the club members for some help, having spotted that girls were for sale. And in 10 days, the club members raised £30,000, you know, which was amazing to get the aeroplane in. And she's been great. I think at the time there was a lot of talk about kit-build aeroplanes being allowed to be used for training. So that was one of the, that was like a good thing. But that's not happened. And so, you know, we were in another little mini crisis a few weeks ago with our Eurostar damage. Somebody scraped the wing on the ground. And suddenly, in just 2 or 3 days, Megs was available for sale, manufactured C42B type. And I realised it was time for change. We do have a deposit down for a Ninja. So Skyranger fans will still be able to fly a Skyranger type aeroplane here. Hopefully, you know, probably be 5 or 6 months, I would imagine now. We're waiting for the 600 kilo version. So we very much want to get a Skyranger aeroplane back in the fleet, so the Ninja will be coming, yeah.
Now for me, the Skyranger is just perfect for short grass strip hopping on a summer's afternoon. Here I'm landing at Brown Shutters Farm to meet a mate, and this is just classic Skyranger performance. It's a pretty short runway, not the shortest before you dive into the comments with your 40-meter landing strips that you can land on. It's a pretty short runway and it just does it with ease.
Bloody hell.
That mate I met was Ben Wyatt, who also owns a Skyranger, so it was actually really special to get some formation in with him that day as well. It was a really lovely memory. Another one of the more memorable moments was the first time I climbed above cloud after getting my license. I was with Daisy. It was a cloudy day all day. We hadn't seen the sun, but to jump above it at sunset in the winter at 4,000 feet, it was just sublime. It was brilliant. And that flight, I remember, ended very well too.
Don't want to land too close to the start of the runway because we've got a taxi.
All the way down.
Yep. That was one of my best landings as well.
Smashed it.
I can't mention memorable flights and not talk about the time a good friend and fellow pilot, Johnny, we went hunting a Spitfire.
Oh, Johnny! You got him?
The Spitfire!
You taking a pic?
Yeah.
Oh my god! He waved his wings!
Oh, good. Knows if they're in focus.
Oh god, I can only hope. Right, window down, we're flooring it.
What a day that was. It was just incredible. I absolutely loved it. So there we have it. The plane I learnt in, the plane I passed my test in, took my first passenger in. For me, so many special memories. And thanks to this channel and the support from you guys, I get to remember them for such a long time. So girls, it's been a pleasure.
Come on. Beautiful.
Still to come on this channel, you will see my final ever flight in Golf Romeo Lima Sierra. That was recorded back in spring. The edit on that one has taken some time, but I hit up several airfields in one morning and it was just great. And of course, we welcome a new member to Kemble Flying Club.